Ba-ding ding da la 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 la. Okay, chapter 8, chapter 11, book of John. Now a man was ill, Lazarus from Bethany, a village of Mary and her sister Martha. Mary was the one who anointed the Lord with perfumed oil and dried his feet with her hair. It was her brother Lazarus who was ill. And this is a different Mary, it's not the Mother Mary. Seems like everybody in the Bible is called Mary or of some sort. Marian of some sort. Miriam. So the sisters So the sisters sent word to him, saying, Master, the one who loves you is ill. Then Jesus heard this and said, The illness is not to end in death, but it is for the glory of God, and the Son of God may be glorified through it. Jesus now loved Martha and her sister Lazarus. There should be actually a book of Lazarus. Okay, what happens is Lazarus is going to die, he's going to resurrect him. And, Lazarus should actually have his own little mini-series of a scripture to figure out what or perhaps I dude, or leopard dude, or Roman boy, fever boy. They could have done a study of what these guys experienced and their conversion too. That would have made for, but the disciples did not do that. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that he was ill, he remained. Wait, is this Martha? Martha? Okay, it's Martha. Okay. Perhaps it's a follower. So when he heard that he was ill, he remained for 2 days in the place where he was. Then after this he said to his disciples, Let us go back to Judea. The disciples said to him, Rabbi, the Jews were just trying to stone you, and you want to go back there? Jesus answered, Are there not 12 hours in a day? If one walks during the day, he does not stumble because he sees the light of the world. But if one walks at night, he stumbles because the light is not in him. He said this, then told them, Our friend Lazarus is asleep, but I'm going to waken him. And sleep means dead. Something I'm going to be experiencing very soon. Our friend Lazarus is asleep, but I'm going to awaken him. So the disciples said to him, Master, if he's asleep, he'll be saved. The resurrection stuff. But Jesus was talking about his death, while they thought he meant ordinary sleep. So Jesus said to them clearly, Lazarus has died. Like Lazarus, he's dead, Jim. Lazarus is dead. he's like, and I am glad for you that I was not there, that you may believe. Let's go to him. So Thomas called Didymus, Thomas's other code name, I guess, said to his fellow disciples, Let us also go to die with him. Jesus arose and found that Lazarus has already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, only about 2 miles away. And many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to conform to them. Oh, my eyeballs, my precious, precious eyeballs. And many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort. Brain. Many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them about their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, he went to meet him, but Mary sat at home. Martha said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But now I know whatever you ask of God will give you. Jesus said to her, Your brother will rise. Martha said to him, I know he will rise in the resurrection on the last day. Jesus told her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, even if he dies, will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? She said to him, Yes, Lord, I have come to believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, and the one who's going to come to save the world. Then, when she said this, he went and called her sister Mary secretly, saying, The teacher is here, and he's asking of you. As soon as she heard this, she rose quickly and went to him. For Jesus had not yet come into the village, but was still where Martha had met him. So when Jesus, who were So Martha met him. Jesus had not come to the village, but was there when Martha met him. So when Jews who were with her in the house comforting her saw Mary get up quickly and go out. Let's read that again. So when the Jews who were with her in the house comforting her saw Mary get up quickly and go out, they followed her. Okay, to presume what she was presuming she was going to the tomb to weep there. But when Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, he fell at his feet and said to him, "Oh my goodness gracious! This is hard to read sometimes. These ancient Greeks and ancient Hebrews and whatnot, ancient Romans and all these other Latin languages." Okay, patience. When Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, he fell at his feet and said to him, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her weeping. He became perturbed and deeply troubled, and said, "Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Sir, come and see." Jesus wept. So the Jews said, "See how he loved him." But some of them said, "Could not the one who have opened the eyes of the blind man have done something so this man could not have died?" So Jesus, perturbed again, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone lay across it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the dead man's sister, said to him, "Lord, by now there should be a stench, and he has been dead for 4 days." Jesus said to her, Did I not tell you, if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" So they took away the stone, and Jesus raised his eyes and said, "Father, I thank you for hearing me. I know that you always hear me, but because of the crowd, I have said this. That they may have believed that you sent me." And when he said this, he cried in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" The dead man came out, tied hand and foot with burial bands, and why would you tie a dead guy up? He becomes a zombie or something? The dead man came out, tied hand and foot with burial bands, and his face was wrapped in a cloth. Oh, okay, he's shrouded up in a makeshift mummy thingamajig. So Jesus said to him, "Tie him and let him go." Now many of the Jews who had come out to Mary and seen what he'd done began to believe in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. So that the chief priests and the Pharisees convened the Sanhedrin. So people who actually witnessed this. So some of them went out to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. So the chief priests and the Pharisees convened the Sanhedrin and said, "What are we going to do? This man is performing many signs. If we leave him alone, Sanhedrins are pretty much the Jedis of the old Jewish temple. And in fact, that's what George Lucas actually based it on. He works extensively with Steven Spielberg, and the chief priests and Pharisees convened the Sanhedrin and said, "What are we going to do? This man is performing many signs. If we leave him alone, all will believe him, and the Romans will come and take away both our land and our nation." But one of them, Caiaphas, who was high priest that year, said to them, "You know nothing. Nor do you consider that it is better for you that one man should die instead of the people, so that the whole nation may not perish." He did not say this on his own, but since he was the high priest of that year, he prophesied that Jesus was going to die for the nation. And not only for the nation, but also to gather the one dispersing the children of God. But to also gather into one of the dispersed children of God. From that day, they planned to kill him. So Jesus no longer walked about in public among the Jews, yet he left for the region near the desert to a town called Ephraim, where he remained with his disciples. Now the Passover of the Jews was near, and many went up to the country to Jerusalem before Passover to purify themselves. They looked for Jesus and said to one another as they were in the temple area, "What do you think that he will not? What do you think that he will not come to the feast?" For the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that if anyone knew where he was, he should inform them so that they might arrest him. Okay, wanted poster. Okay, so we thank you for watching our show. We're gonna have this is a lovely evening, and we're going to now chapter 12. Let's see if we are. Hopefully, go chapter 12. Let's do chapter 12. I was gonna call it a night, but non-stop. But I'm kind of getting exhausted here. My brain's starting to go goo goo gaga mode. So